What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bryce with the Real Squad. Hope your holidays are going well. Mine are going really cool. It's almost 2023, and before that, I wanted to do my top 5 movies of 2022. I couldn't do 10. I kind of wanted to do 10, but I honestly couldn't recommend these other movies without feeling some type of way. But these are the top 5 movies I do recommend, and I'm going to go ahead and go in no particular order, so let's get into the review. First off, we got The Menu, starring Ray Fiennes and Anya Taylor-Joy. As you know, I mentioned a bunch of times, Anya Taylor-Joy is becoming one of my favorite actresses out there, and I love following the movies that she's in. And when the Menu came out, the trailer came out, I was sold. You have food, mystery, murder, with a little dash of comedy. What more can you ask for? With what's the word I'm looking for? The charismatic Ray Fiennes. He pretty much steals the show. And what's my man's name? Something Holt. I'll bring it up. But he was pretty funny in the movie too. And just a bunch of crazy characters and personalities all come to clash in this somewhat suspense horror movie, and I loved every minute of it. Definitely enjoyed it. Didn't seem like it was that long. Got in and out of there really quick. Definitely recommend The Menu if you haven't seen it already. And if you have seen it, what do you guys think of The Menu? Yeah, you. I want to know what you thought. Comment below. Moving on. This is like a double feature. I have Pearl and X. Both movies are connected, both came out this year, both directed by Ty West, and is a passion project for Mia Goth. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was really excited when I heard about Pearl, because when I went to go see X, I saw that first. It's the first movie in this franchise. I think they're working on a trilogy, and the next one is going to be Maxine. But yeah, when I went to go see X, man, I really didn't know what to expect. And when I went in there, and I got the bloody, gory show that I got with these old people on this old farm in the beginning of the pornography era. It was just, it was a little extreme, but it worked out. It was a great movie. You have Kid Cudi in there, Jenna Ortega. This was my first introduction to Jenna Ortega. Right, and as you all know, she's Wednesday now and just been killing it everywhere. Shout out to you, Jenna Ortega. And yeah, Mia Goth. Like, I've seen Mia Goth before. I think it was A Cure for Wellness. She didn't get a lot of action in that, but in here, like I said, this is her passion project. She really comes out and shines through X and Pearl. If you don't know, she plays Maxine in X, and she also plays the older woman Pearl in both movies. So, man, she is on her Nutty Professor. But, but seriously, it was really good. I really recommend Pearl and X. Pearl is definitely more of a character study of the character Pearl, and they're period pieces. And you guys know how I feel about period pieces. Ty West does an excellent job with making you feel immersed into this world back in the day. I think it's like it could be the 60s. I'm not even sure. I gotta double check on that. But either way, you can't tell, man. I love when directors are able to have you escape into their movies and just disappear for a couple of hours. Next up, we have Avatar and the Way of Water. Wow. 10 years plus in the making. As you know, this was the most visually stunning movie I've seen. Was it worth the wait? I feel like yes. If you were a fan of the first Avatar, I can't see how you are not a huge fan of this Avatar. It looks better, and the story was amped up about a couple of levels as far as characters and being able to really connect with these characters. A lot of the characters were young people. Hey, you know how I feel about young actresses and actors, man. It's really hard to pull it off, and they did an excellent job in Avatar: Way of Water. I went to go see this in 4DX with the moving chairs, the scent and the water spraying at you and stuff like that, which made the movie experience even more immersive. And I couldn't recommend Avatar: The Way of Water more. because of how visually stunning it is and the passion that James Cameron puts into his movies. He really waited 13 years to put this out. He wanted the water to be perfect. I love directors. Well, I love anybody who has that much passion for what they love to do. And this is why this movie made $1 billion in 13 days. When you really put your love and passion into what you do, it can show. And Avatar: Way of Water is that movie. And I couldn't recommend it more. James Cameron did an excellent job. I still only seen it once. I have to go see this again. But yeah, definitely escapism. I felt like I wasn't even in the theater anymore. I didn't feel the runtime for 3 hours. It was short and sweet, and it's everything I want when it comes to movies. If I could have asked for anything else, maybe more action. But the action I got at the end, the last 45 minutes of the movies, was more than enough. So definitely recommend Avatar: Way of Water. It's been a long time coming. Like I said, made $1 billion in 13 days. So I don't know if it's gonna hit that 2 billion. It might get pretty close, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna finish out this series. Apparently, it's up to 6 movies now, so we're gonna see where it goes. James Cameron is apparently trying to have an apprentice to teach how to make Avatar movies, just in case he passes away, because he wants Avatar movies to continue going. So we will see how that goes. Next up, we have Nope. Jordan Peele's Nope. This was really high on my most anticipated movie list of the year, and I'm not gonna say I was disappointed. I was fairly pleased with the beginning of this movie. It's just the end, I wasn't, how can I say this? Unfortunately, I was expecting something, and you should never go into a movie expecting anything. And I think that's what left a bittersweet taste in my mouth for the end of Nope. But beyond that, the way Jordan Peele was able to shoot these nighttime scenes during the day to make nighttime feel so much more real. And I think, it felt very real. I've experienced being out late and having the moonlight being the only source of light for you, and it was amazing how he captured the UFO and its motion, and it made it really real for me. So the beginning of that movie was super scary. I'm a huge fan of the UFO theories and what could be out there, and I was really happy when I heard that he was doing something around this genre. So I was excited to go in there. Keke Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya, as always, kills it. I love these guys. And if anything I could have asked for is maybe, I just, maybe like upon rewatch, I had more appreciation for the end. But when I was in there, man, I had so many mixed feelings. But overall, I really love what Jordan Peele did here. From what he did with that monkey to what he did with this UFO. Bravo, man. Sorry it took me a while to get the picture, but I'm there with you. Still rooting for you. Just go Jordan Peele. Next up, we have The Batman. Whoo, you guys know how I feel about that. Man, so this was probably the most, honestly, anticipated movie of the year, because I wanted to see what Robert Pattinson was going to do as Batman. And Robert Pattinson and Ben Affleck are the only Batman that were able to capture what I felt as a kid watching the animated series. With Ben Affleck's physique and Robert Pattinson's use of vengeance and determination, and the music swelling in the Dark Knight, in the Batman, oh my gosh. Like, I was emotional in there. And this was my first 4DX movie. And when, I'm telling you, when Batman started to chase the Penguin in the Batmobile, my theater were going berserk. Like, it was crazy. Like, man, I love that feeling, man. That's why I love going to the movies. When everybody is in it, man, it can make it a really great experience. And Matt Reeves did an excellent job with the Batman. I was already a fan of his Planet of the Apes movies, and to see him bring that realism to Batman, it made me really excited. And like I said, it gave me those animated series vibes, and I can't get over that. And I actually downloaded the music from the movie, so like it's that serious. So I definitely recommend the Batman. Robert Pattinson has a lot of work to do, man, because I have to see what he does next. The Batman 2, like seriously, I'm gonna need it to be super saucy. So please, Matt Reeves, do what you must. And last but not least, we have The Northmen, directed by Robert Eggers, starring Alexander Skarsgård. This was early in the beginning of the year. I was on my Last Kingdom Vikings hype with my man Uhtred, so I went in here heavy with the Viking lore and had an amazing time with The Northmen. It is very, very great when it comes to the realism and the artistic style and the period piece. Man, oh man, I was excited. We got horses, you know what I mean? I was juiced. But yes, you can tell the passion that this director has, Robert Eggers, man. He just puts his all into his movies. I love it, man. As far as Avatar, Pearl, and X, and The Northmen, these movies hit so hard when it comes to the passion, and you can tell that it means something to these directors to direct movies. They're not just there for a check. They're trying to get their image and their idea and their dream seen on the screen. So I loved it, man. I couldn't recommend The Northmen enough. Definitely a lot more brutal than you might think. And it does have its mystical elements in it. And it's a revenge story. What more can you ask for? Those are the best stories, in my opinion. You gotta root for the guy to get his get back, you know what I mean? So I said I love that shit, man. I really, really loved it. I have a few honorable mentions before I let you guys go. I might have to do a separate video on this, but I wanted to do a special shout out to the show of the year. I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm gonna say. The House of Dragon. Holy hell, man. You had everything going against you, and you came out swinging with knockout punches, haymakers, and then the last episode, you went ahead and dropped the people's elbow.
Oh, there go the sunglasses! The people's sunglasses! It's the most electrifying move in sports entertainment today! Oh, the people's elbow!
Like, oh man, I love the House of Dragon. I am right back with the Game of Thrones. I am happy. I am a happy camper. So hopefully House of Dragon Season 2 comes sooner than later. I couldn't recommend a better show to watch this year. If you're trying to get into the fantasy, anything, or you want to just throw something on, House of Dragon is it. And as far as movies, I have one honorable mention. This is Wakanda Forever. A love letter and a goodbye to the late, great Chadwick Boseman, while also at the same time introducing great new interesting characters such as Namor. I don't know about the rewatchability because this movie was really emotional for me, but I'm really interested to see what they do with these with Namor and with Shuri going forward, and even with spoiler alert if you haven't seen Wakanda Forever, but Black Panther's son. So it's some things to look forward to, but like I said, I don't know about the rewatchability. Like I said, once I seen it, I was like, man, it hit me hard. I'm never gonna forget it. I love what what's my man's name? The director's name is slipping my mind right now. I'll pull it up. I'm so sorry, man. But yeah. Like I said, I can recommend it, but as far as rewatchability, I don't know how much it has because it's so has a lot of emotional attachment to it. So yeah, so that was just my top 5 movies to recommend for 2023. My favorites of 2023. I couldn't really come up with more to recommend to you guys, but let me know in the comments below how you feel about these movies. If you didn't like some of them, or what other movies you might recommend for 2023 if I didn't mention it. I appreciate you guys. The channel has been growing. I'm gonna try to keep this stuff pushing, man. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for coming through and always showing your support, man. It's been real with the Real Squad. And 2023, we're gonna have some heat, man. We're gonna have a few changes. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna get it popping. But I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, and it's been real. I'm out.